Hey, whoa, she doesn't need
Oh,
saving in there.
okay.
What are you doing in there?
So you all wouldn't know this, but today Mexico played USA, and that's the only reason why I'm recording this a little later. Cause right after the movie, I went out with a couple friends, and we were just watching the game, having some food, and enjoying the game. 0-0, a little unfortunate, but nobody really lost. It just kind of sucks that the other teams from below were creeping up. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new movie The Lost City, which stars Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. I came into this movie really expecting it to be really bad, right? And on my TikTok, I was just kind of like, I'm just ready to bash this. And it turned out to not be terrible. Of course, the storyline and the plot points and just everything that has to do with the writing was corny, was predictable. It was a typical adventure romantic comedy between just two people, right? I think Sandra Bullock as a character was, not to be biased, obviously I think she's, not to say anything, but right. I think she's great, right? And I really enjoyed her throughout the movie because Sandra Bullock starts off as this character who is just kind of stuck. She's just kind of there, and she doesn't really know what to do with her life. The only reason she is involved in everything is because she kind of has to, right? It's her job. She's a novelist. She has to write books, and her publicist is like, "Yo, get your together. Come on, and I need you to finish the story." And she's just kind of like, "Oh, come on, bro, like leave me alone. I just want to sit in peace, drink my wine, take a little bath." So she's just kind of living her little reserved life, right? She decides to hire a model, which would be Channing Tatum, to be like the face of the book, right? And at first she doesn't see him as anything. She's just kind of like, "You're just a model, you're just this two-dimensional person." And he obviously, like, he doesn't feel the same way, right? He gets nervous when he's around her, which we all would be, right? It's Sandra Bullock. But he gets nervous. He doesn't know how to approach her. He doesn't know how to talk to her. He says the wrong things. And so the movie kind of progresses. She gets kidnapped and she's forced to go on an island based on one of her books, because it turns out that she did her background research, right? Her husband used to be an archaeologist. It turns out that these foreign texts lead to like some sort of treasure that the villain wants to get his hands on, right? And so he buys off the island and he ships her there and forces her to translate so that way he can figure out where this treasure is. And we just kind of have a little story where the novel kind of comes to life. It's them two. Basically everything that she was writing in her books kind of came to life. What I liked about it, as I was stating before, is that she was so stuck on her marriage. Unfortunately, the person that she was married with was an archaeologist, right? And a few years later, she was still stuck. She didn't really know how to move forward from this. And so comes along Channing Tatum, who she sees as this two-dimensional figure. And it wasn't because he was two-dimensional. It was because she didn't want to fall into that, and she didn't want to be vulnerable, and she just didn't want to be susceptible to love, right? And so little by little, like, she kind of starts opening up back into life because she was closed off to life. She wasn't living life the way it was meant to be. She wasn't out exploring. She was just kind of reserved. She was just kind of there. And overall, this movie wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's not good by any means. I mean, the writing is absolutely corny. There's character moments where you're just kind of cringing. You're just kind of like, like, seriously, you went there? But they do. But it's not bad by any means. I think Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum's characters are both, I think they work well together, and I think they make for a really fun and interesting story that I enjoyed. I can't really give it much above a 70 because it's a 70. It's average. If you've been to college, university, you know that a 70 is like barely passing. Unless you're in college, 65 might be pushing it. But 70 is what I'm going to give this movie, just because what these two characters have in their relationship makes up for the bad plot, the bad dialogue, just the overall corniness of the movie. It makes up for it with its characters. The villain is flat. I don't think he does anything special. And I will say this, that the supporting character, she actually gives a lot to the story. She doesn't give a lot to the story, but she is a funny character that has a funny addition to the story. And her character in itself isn't bad, but it isn't anything besides a side character. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed the movie if you decide to go watch it. If not, then I can't really say anything because it's not good, but it's not bad. You could obviously use those $20 to buy yourself a nice meal somewhere or buy a toy. I don't really know what you would use $20, but have a wonderful night, evening, morning, late night, wherever you are, and we'll see you next time. Peace.